Thank you to Lord Balfe for this very important report. And may I start my remarks by referring the Assembly to point 43 of the report, where it reminds us of the Venice Convention when it says ministerial and governmental decisions directly affecting individuals should be open to control by the ombudsperson. And the reason I read that part of the report is to highlight a particular case of an issue that's happening in the United Kingdom that is requiring the intervention of the Ombudsman, and whether or not that is a fit-for-purpose system, and whether or not the report in terms of having some common standards reflecting on the Venice Convention is the important part of where we should be going. The issue I want to raise is what's called the WASPI Women, which stands for the Women Against State Pension Inequality. The issue of the WASPI women started when the 1995 and 2011 Pension Acts were passed by the UK Parliament that essentially increased the pension age for women from 60 to 66 and 67. The reason that the campaign has started is not against the equalisation of the state pension age for women, but because many of those women who were born in the early part of the 1950s, or indeed throughout the 1950s, were either not informed of the changes to the pension age, or indeed were informed when they were 59 and due to retire when they were 60, so were unable to create any financial cushion for the change of when they would receive their UK state pension. They're campaigning for the government to provide them with the transitional and compensation elements of their pension that they were promised at the time that those pieces of legislation were passed, and indeed that subsequent pension ministers have said is an injustice and should be rectified. Now, the reason I refer to this particular example in the relation to the report from Lord Balfe is purely because they have tried everywhere else to seek redress. They've been to the government, who've said no. They've taken a case to the highest court in the United Kingdom, who will report incidentally at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. They've taken their cases to the Department of Work and Pensions for maladministration, and those cases have not then been followed through due to the High Court case. So the final place they've gone is to the Parliamentary and Health Ombudsman, which is now looking at their cases to see whether or not there has been some kind of maladministration that the government will have to rectify. And I think the report here that Lord Balfe has produced in terms of providing some consistency across Ombudsman services is incredibly important in this case for two reasons. One, Ombudsman services are very confusing to the public. B, they're almost impenetrable when the public wish to use those services. And what we need is an easily accessible, easily understandable and effective Ombudsman services across Europe in order for the public to seek redress to uphold both the rule of law and their own human rights. Thank you.